Dajahao, my name is Garrick, and welcome back to Taiwan, Laowai. Still our first day at Sun Moon Lake. We're still waiting for the hotel to let us check in properly. And we are right by a bunch of what look like ferry boats, so I think this is as good a time as any to see if we can get a little ride-in on the waters. Once again, we've made our way back to Shueisha Pier, which is where all these people and boats are congregating down here. Shueisha itself is a very, very small area. It's like a single street of buildings, sort of up there, leading down to the pier down here. Clearly, Sun Moon Lake is not a place to go for the urban sprawl. It's a place to go for the sightseeing. So we're gonna see if we can see some sights out on the sea. Or the lake, as the case may be, but I like that alliteration, so I'm keeping it. One thing to note, I don't know what the policy is about swimming in Sun Moon Lake. I don't know if it's actually allowed, so I suggest doing your own research on that if you feel the need to bring some swim trunks. Because I do not want you getting in trouble if you want to take a dip, as beautiful as these waters are. Alright, enough chatter. Let's get on one of these ferries. Let's get into the lake. Alright, so the way this ferry works, there are 3 stops along the way, and it looks like you're allowed to get off and take pictures at each. Obviously, there's Shueisha Pier, which we were just at. This one we're at right now is Shuanggang Temple, which is on the south side of the lake. I imagine the temple's a little deeper into the trees. We will go explore it more in depth when it comes time for our bike ride tomorrow. That said, we are gonna take a little look around the pier, at least. As long as we're taking the boat ride, we might as well make the most of it before we head to our next destination, you know? I guess the idea is like you can get off at each spot, sightsee, then hop on another boat and your ticket will take you to the next spot, and then you hop off there, sightsee, and then you hop back on and your ticket will take you back to the spot that you started at where you get off for good. So you know what? Let's actually explore this darn temple a little bit. As long as we're here, might as well bump it off the itinerary. That way we don't have to waste time with it come tomorrow. So if we head deeper into the mountains here, we end up on a foot hiking trail, which we are probably not going to be able to traverse by a bike. Here's a convenient little map of where it takes us to. Fascinating. I'm tempted, but at the same time, I want to keep today a little low-key, you know? So maybe we'll find some time on our third day after we're finished biking to tackle a trail or two like this. Because, I mean, it does look like a very fun trail with all those steps and all. Oh well, another time perhaps. This is a very convenient little service they have going here. You can essentially get a whole day of sightseeing out of that one ferry ticket just from jumping between the 3 main locations around Sun Moon Lake. But we have never been known to do things the easy way, so we're sticking with our biking plan. And you've already booked the hotels, what can you do? Alright, I'm not sure when the next ferry is gonna show up, but we're gonna head back to the pier and see what's what for it to take us to the next place. Fun. They've got a little tea egg stand right here. I think we gotta try one of those out, don't we? God damn, this thing smells good. If you've never had a tea egg, it's like a hard-boiled egg that's been marinated in tea and soy and other spices and aromatics. Again, it smells really good. It was marinating in a big pot with lots of very black mushrooms. I think that's a good sign. Also, god damn, it suddenly got very crowded here. We better line up. Alright, Ferry should probably be here soon. I better eat this thing before it gets cold. Fair warning, these mofos will stain your hands a little bit, but if they're tasty, it will be worth it. That's worth it. Ooh, now in contrast to the chicken from lunch, that is a very strong pronounced tea flavor. There's the bitterness of the tea leaves in there coming through very strong. Definitely a lot of umami as well. I assume that's from the mushroom. Overall, these are just very satisfying snacks. If you're ever wandering about Taiwan and you see a bunch of tea eggs, you could do worse for a snack. Alright, looks like the ferries are coming in. Time to move on. My god, that was way colder than the first leg. I don't know, going to the temple was just pleasantly chilly, but riding on that boat, I was like freezing. Ugh. Anyways, we have touched down at Itashao district, or possibly Itathao. It's pronounced both ways, it's spelled both ways, is a little confusing. The important thing is this is the south residential area of the lake. This is where our second hotel will be once we make our bike ride down here. So we will have plenty of time to explore this when we actually spend a day down here, so we don't want to spend too much time here, or I will ruin all the wonderful surprises. But we are going to spend a little time there because the ferryman was nice enough to give us all a little coupon discount for some black tea ice cream. I'm gonna guess black tea is sort of the staple crop of this area, or like the most popular export, considering it was the chicken, it was the tea eggs, and now it's the ice cream as well. And we are certainly not going to pass up a chance to savor the local specialties, are we? So let me see if I can find out where this shop is. It looks like it's right next to a 7-Eleven. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Oh yeah, definitely a black tea specialty. This is Tea Central, baby. Oh, this is gonna be so fun to explore in a couple days, I can tell. So in case you can't tell, Itathao is a bit of a shopping center. They got stalls, they got shops, they got everything you could possibly want. As a matter of fact, it is called Itathao Shopping Center on Google Maps, And my goodness, I can see why already. But I gotta resist. We are gonna eat dinner back home like proper civilized people. We will have plenty of time to explore this part on the days we were here. I will not get distracted, I swear to God. Okay, something else worth noting, just so I can distract myself. Itatao is also a center for the Aboriginal people of this region, like more so than the North. This is where the indigenous people of Taiwan live and still share their culture. I'm sure I'll find more of that once I get a chance to dive deeper, but for now, ice cream awaits. And there it is. The place is called T18, and it's right tucked into this big L alley here. Alright, here we go. Black tea soft serve ice cream. I am a sucker for non-traditional soft serve ice cream flavors, so I think this will be right up my alley. Man, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time here when I get here, like, goddamn. Okay, yeah. That really works. I tend to find that tea works best as an accent flavor instead of at the forefront because of how bitter it is. But this is like at a perfect balance. It's like got just enough bitterness to feel like tea, but it's still got plenty of sweetness, so it still pops. That genuinely is really at the perfect level of where it needs to be. I can see why they had all those awards on the wall. They definitely deserve it. Alright, I seriously have to limit myself to just this. If I start eating deeper, we will be here all day. Which, you know, would not be the worst thing in the world, but we are gonna spend a lot more time in this area, and I don't want to burn us out on it quite yet. But we can at least take in the sights a little bit before the ferry comes back. Cheers to that. I have things like this back at home in America. That's so cool. Something interesting I'm noticing is that a lot of people are giving out free samples, but they're almost all free samples of like liquid stuff. Like people are handing out little paper cups of vinegar, of alcohol, of tea, of fruit juice. No solid food, just little sips of this and that. I wonder if that's at all connected to the indigenous traditions going on here, or if it's just a quirk of the place. I don't know. Either way, I think I've confirmed this is going to be an absolutely wonderful little street to explore in more depth. For now, though, I think it's time to head back north and finally get into our dang hotel already. It is getting pretty close to 3 o'clock, so by the time the ferry makes it back up there, it would probably be time for them to let us in. Fingers crossed. Good news, it's 3 o'clock at last. We can finally get into this darn hotel. That was fun. That was really fun. I'm glad I did that. We will have plenty more to see on our bike rides, but that was a fantastic first taste of the environment around this beautiful lake. As for the rest of the night, I plan to get checked in, power down for a bit, and then we'll see about dinner and such. Once again, thank you so much for joining me at Taiwan Lao Wai. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll see you next time. 再见. Bye-bye.